On today's JMO with Josh and Joe, we have All Is Right in the World with our Heisman talk.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Talk a little Heisman. Good. We actually go into pretty good detail with the Heisman talk. And we get to a little bowl game preview. Joe has a fun fact about each bowl game that we preview this week.
You know the college football knowledge of mine. It's far and wide.
It's about as big as the fucking universe. It's insane how far his college football knowledge goes. So we finish off with that. Then we go with a little NFL talk. We go through a few of the games, especially those Monday night games.
Oh, we were gifted that.
We were not used to really, really good games in primetime, and boy, did we get them all on a fucking silver platter.
Yes.
It was awesome. Then we go into a little bit of NBA. We wrap up the in-season tournament. I may or may not have gotten extremely pissed off and went on a rant.
Real hot.
It may or may not. Well, I mean, the jury's still out.
In fuego.
Well, you'll just have to see. I may or may not have. Then we wrap up with a little bit, or we do a little Pelicans talk, and we wrap up with the MLB news of the year. If you or anybody who follows sports remotely, you have seen this because not only does it affect baseball, but it affects pretty much everybody who plays sports.
Cash money.
Cash money.
All right. Let's rock and roll.
Welcome to JMO with Josh and Joe. It is Tuesday, December 12th, and Joe, all is right in the world because Jayden Daniels won the Heisman.
Yeah, otherwise we would be getting the FSU reaction from LSU fans.
I would definitely have that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was congratulations to Jayden Daniels. That was well deserved. He was by far the best player in college football. He was just happened to be on a team that had the worst defense. Like, I think we were 120th, like out of 33 college teams or 131 college teams. I don't know how many there are. I don't care because we were that bad on defense that the fact that we only lost 3 games is just the sole testament to how good Jayden Daniels performed this year.
Yeah. I'm glad that they're still, obviously the precedent was set back when Johnny Football had 3 losses. Tim Tebow had 3 losses. But by far was clearly the best player.
I don't think Johnny Football had 3 losses. I know Lamar did. I know Robert Griffin III did. And I know Tebow did. I think those were the only 3. I think Johnny Football had 2, if I remember correctly. But anyways, he did kind of set a precedent that you don't have to go undefeated or you don't have to just lose 1 game or go to the national championship to get up.
You know what I'm saying.
Yes.
But yeah, so basically, I'm glad that was set, and I'm glad they're continuing it because like you got to give it to the best player in college football.
You're right.
The most valuable player on that team and in college football landscape.
No, he's the best. Yes. I'm glad whoever votes for the Heisman did what they did because it is now the best play. I respect the Heisman now, and it's not just because I'm an LSU fan. Well, it's got a lot to do with the fact that I'm an LSU fan. A lot. But I guarantee you talk to Washington fans, you talk to even Oregon fans. I guarantee you they're all like, yeah, he probably deserved it. And you like all the unbiased fans and all the fans that like they don't have a dog in any of the fights, like or in any of like the nominees. They all say the same thing. They're like, yeah, Jayden Daniels deserves it, but he probably won't get it. That's all. Everybody says that.
Yeah, and kudos to Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix. Both of them honestly are respectively second and third college football players. It's just you just got to give it. You got to give it to Jayden.
I was surprised. First of all, at Michael Penix Jr. being second. Second of all, how close of a second he was. And
he was very close.
How far apart from Bo Nix he was. I thought Bo Nix had second place locked up.
Yeah, but he's got – that kind of went back to standard Heisman voting where it was best player on the best team.
Yeah, that's true. And also, yeah, he didn't play like incredibly well against Washington, but I feel like they were just like, all right, Washington beat Oregon twice. How can you give it to Bo Nix? Like it was tough. But Michael Penix didn't. He went through. If he hadn't gone through that slump, he had like 3 or 4 games where he did not put up good numbers and he was dropping out of the Heisman race.
Yep.
If he didn't have that, he probably would have won the Heisman. But Jayden Daniels again, just blew everyone out of the water. Just records on records. Like he just. If you look at every stat category, Jayden Daniels has 80% of them, and I'm talking 80% of them. He wins 80% of them compared to all the quarterbacks, not just the Heisman finalists.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as far as what they want to see a Heisman moment, you got to go to that Florida game where it was, maybe it wasn't like a pivotal point of a big time like conference championship game, but at the same time, it was just a moment where you like looked at Jayden Daniels as a player comparatively to other college football players, and it's like, how do you outrun an entire D1 school 85 yards as a quarterback?
Yeah.
Like, that was just absolutely incredible.
He made it look like a college player playing amongst a junior varsity high school team. Like,
Yes.
That's really what he looked like in most of the games. Not just that Florida game. He looked like that in most of the games.
Yeah.
It was wild. He just, like, ran around players, and he was just faster, and he looked bigger, and he looked quicker than everybody else. DBs, linebackers, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, good job. Congratulations, Jayden Daniels. That's awesome. I love. Yes, I know people were getting mad at LSU fans because that was like basically all we had to look forward to, which they're not wrong. We did. It was awesome, and I loved it. I don't care. I'm not apologizing. It was fair. It was a fair Heisman voting, and I'm glad it played out the way it played out. And I think a lot of other people besides maybe some Oregon and Washington fans. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Did you hear Ohio State? There was some boosters. I guess it was boosters, but they called it NIL deals that were offering Marvin Harrison Jr. First round money to stay at Ohio State.
$20 million to be exact.
That's not exact. Those were estimates because that would be around what his spot in the first round of the draft would be.
Yeah. Which honestly, I think if there's anything that's going to stop or start regulating the NIL, it's going to be the NFL.
Exactly.
It's going to be the NFL. When Roger Goodell starts seeing his money leaving or staying at college football, he's going to be like, okay, you know what? Now we need some regulations.
Yep. That's absolutely correct. He does not, and the NFL, Roger Goodell nor the owners. Anytime that money goes out of their pockets, like that would be huge if Marvin Harrison Jr., you can argue, we don't agree, but you can argue he's the best receiver in college football and would be an immediate starter, and with a big name like Marvin Harrison Jr. would bring a crowd. People would watch because he's Marvin Harrison's kid.
Yeah.
If you see a guy like him stay in college because of money, they're going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah. Roger Goodell. I mean, and then also we can go to the Caleb Williams. I mean, Caleb Williams might be like, I don't like the list of the top guys this draft. I'm going to wait till next draft. I'm making just about the same amount of money in college.
Right. Like, he doesn't want to pay. If he doesn't want to play for Chicago, which I don't blame him, because besides Jay Cutler, who the fuck has fucking Chicago had? Rex Grossman? The reason they went as far with him is because of their fucking defense. Because Brian Urlacher was amazing. Charles Tillman was amazing. They were all fucking dogs. That's it. That's the reason they went as far as they did.
Back when Lovie Smith was on his defensive shit.
Lovie Smith, still a fucking defensive dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Once the NFL gets involved, the NIL is going to have some regulations, which they should have regulations. This is absolutely insane. You can't be like baseball and college football. Like we'll talk about Shohei Ohtani later, but if they can shell out as much fucking money as they want, it's going to be Texas A&M, Alabama, USC. These schools, they're just going to buy all the best players.
Yeah.
And it's going to turn into fucking MLB baseball, which some people like it. I don't think it's good for college football at all.
I mean, Matt Rule actually let the cat out the bag, basically. He's like, yeah, a good quarterback's going to cost $1.5 million to $2 million.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
which he's going for Kyle McCord now, so looks like they're shelling out some money.
All right, yeah. They could and let's fucking do it. Give the fucking kids agents, but the teams get contracts. It's gonna it's not gonna take away from recruiting, I don't think, because I think recruiting's gonna stay the same. I think you still have to go to high schools. You still have to go talk to the parents. You still have to make sure you still got to recruit. But as far as players that are already in college and playing, that's all. You just hire scouts and people to go fucking find them and say, hey.
Yeah.
But again, that's why I think contracts are going to come out. Like, hey, we'll pay you this much, but you have to stay for at least 2 years.
You have to, yeah.
Or you have to finish your college career with us.
It'll be like 2-year contracts or something like that.
Which I'm here for. Like, honestly, if we're going in this direction anyways, let's fucking do it. Let's regulate it at least a little bit. Like, please.
Yeah. Because like you said, I mean, it's just going to be a getting richer type of situation where the big schools are just going to be able to get whatever they want.
Yeah.
And so the little schools, I mean, they're going to find a way. Some schools are going to find a way, but at the same time, there's going to be so much separation of talent.
Oh, easy. Yeah, for sure. They're going to, I mean, it'll actually drive it closer to the Super League where it's just going to be Power 5 conferences and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, which, if I think about it long enough, the longer I think about that, the more it would be awesome because you would just be playing, you would have games, they would probably they'd probably keep the season the same, but you'd have great games all throughout the year. You won't have to be undefeated. Most of the time, you won't have to be undefeated, especially with the 12-team playoff.
Yep.
You won't have to be undefeated. You can lose 1 or 2, maybe even 3 games, and still get in. So, it's not like when you lose, your season's done.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, this is all speculation. We're just trying to get ahead of the curve, which I think we're doing a pretty good job of. But yeah, we did have one game last week, Army-Navy. This game, it's awesome. You get the two what do you call them, divisions of military or something like that.
Yeah, the military schools.
Yeah, the military schools. It's cool. They shoot the cannons and shit. I think Dave Portnoy was out there shooting cannons and stuff, which they shouldn't allow him anywhere near a fucking cannon.
Absolutely not.
He is a loose cannon. He should be have the safety switch turned on.
Yeah. For him.
Yeah, for him.
Just whatever he's saying.
Speaking of safeties, how about that safety at the end to tie the over-under?
Right.
Bro, I was sitting with one of my boys. He had a parlay, and it was going – he had the over in this game, and that parlay was going to lose unless they got a safety. That was the only thing that they could do.
Yeah.
Safety, brother. Safety, baby.
I love how whenever you put a parlay or a bet like that, you just start envisioning how you almost manifest it, how your bet will actually get into fruition.
Well,
it's like, what if this happens? If this happens, and this happens, then I can get it.
You can kind of start to piece together the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You're just you see the score the way it is, and then you can kind of tell by how the game has been playing. You kind of got the flow of the game. You're like, okay, this needs to happen. And then once you get about 5 to 6 minutes into the fourth quarter, 5 to 6 minutes left, that's when you're just like, okay, I need a miracle. Or, hey, this is looking good. If they get to this yard line, they can kick a field goal and then play defense.
Do you think that it might be more favorable if you are a avid football watcher, but also a very, very well-versed, very skilled chess player?
Maybe.
So you use the concept of chess, how you predict moves in the future, to use as betting, your betting format for football games. But you have to have knowledge of football as well. You can't be just a chess nerd. You got to be able to do both.
So you're talking about live bets, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you could do live bets. It would be the most favorable.
Right, that would be you're looking ahead. This is how the game's going, and that's a good point. But you got to watch because sometimes in this what was it, the Jets game?
Okay.
This past week.
Yeah.
The Jets game. Who'd they play? God damn it! They played. I can't remember who the fucking Jets played.
Yeah, they blew them out too.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, take a look. But it was 0-0 at halftime, and then the Jets exploded out of nowhere, just for 30 fucking points. And it was just
Texans.
The Texans. It was 0-0. It was punt, fumble, field goal, or missed field goal, punt. And then, so, like, it would be hard to play chess or bet like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some games that are just wild.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
just going to be unpredictable.
But I do like your analogy there. Just, you're trying to, like, look ahead to each move that they could do, like what could happen. Yeah, in-game live betting, man. That's kind of my favorite, if I'm being honest. I love just going to the casino and sitting in that sports room and just watching like 50 games at one time. Just like sports overload. It's ridiculous. It's overdosing on sports, essentially.
It really is.
It's amazing. It's the one overdose that I want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. But yeah, that's all I really had on the Army-Navy game, man. Safety, beautiful.
All right. But yeah, no, it's great tradition. I think this was the 124th meeting between the two, or 23rd.
Wait, did they start in the 1800s?
Like, this is like one of the first, like, college. I mean, obviously not the first, but like it's early on. Yes.
Like, this is one of the longest. This is the longest standing rivalry, I believe.
Something like that.
It's got to be 100. That means it started in 1899.
Yeah, I know.
1899. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
got to be.
So, but yeah, it's great rivalry though. I like that they have it after all the conference championships. You know?
Do too. Yep.
It's like, hey, look, I get a good football game, a good rivalry right after everything's all said and done. You know, it's just a little cherry on top.
Yeah. Except the only knock I had on it was that was almost a guaranteed under.
Yeah.
And it was actually almost won this game.
But yeah,
One thing we wanted to do, we're going to do bowl game previews, but we're not going to do all of them. We're just going to do the ones that are going to happen between now and the next time we record. So basically all the games from the 16th to the 19th. We got a couple of them. There's like one or two good ones sprinkled through here, but I mean, if you bet on any of these games, they're all going to be good, right?
Absolutely.
we all want to make money.
Let's start with Georgia Southern versus Ohio. For me, Georgia Southern's on a 4-game losing streak, so I'm going to go with Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, no, what is it? This was the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Georgia Southern versus Ohio. Yeah, Ohio's got the 9-3 record, and Georgia Southern 6-6. However, they are, according to ESPN bets, is a minus 3.5 favorites.
I know.
I think
They're going by strength of schedule there, which I think Georgia Southern does have a better strength of schedule, but like I said, they're on a 4-game losing streak. I don't know if they're going to be I'm picking Ohio.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go and actually Georgia Southern. Okay. I did like Clay Helton. Clay Helton's the head coach at Georgia Southern, and I liked him at USC. I feel like he got a bad rep because he wasn't a high profile name.
Yep.
But I think he's a great coach.
I think you just like Sun Belt Conference teams. You're a little biased.
I mean, maybe a little bit biased on Sun Belt Conference teams. But Davis Brin, it threw for 3,431 yards this year, 22 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. He's kind of a gunslinger. I kind of see him doing that. The funny thing is, he played in this exact bowl game last year, but with Tulsa because he's a transfer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm going.
Look at you doing your research there, brother.
I've got some fun facts for each of these bowls, so
good deal.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. But
all right, so you want Georgia Southern, huh?
Going Georgia Southern on this one.
All right, Jacksonville State versus the Raging Cajuns, UL Lafayette. I'm gonna be honest. I'm biased.
Oh, you're biased on this one?
Yeah, Raging Cajuns all day, all fucking day, every day. Raging fucking Cajuns, baby.
Okay, let me get to my notes on this one. It was a little bit behind on that one.
Yeah.
No, I have it.
They don't have Deion Sanders. They lost all their good players.
Oh, I know. Well, no, this is Jacksonville State. This is not.
Oh, not Jackson State.
This is not Jackson State.
Oh, okay. See, I just put Jack State on my,
I
on
know.
my notes.
I got that confused a little bit.
Jacksonville State. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, New Orleans Bowl, Sun Belt versus Conference USA. I actually have Jacksonville State on this one because record's a little bit better, but Jacksonville State's head coach is Rich Rodriguez.
Oh, that was the old Michigan guy, huh?
Old Michigan, old Arizona coach.
Yeah.
Also old Ole Miss offensive coordinator. And but yeah, no, Jacksonville State just actually elevated themselves up into the FBS, the football bowl subdivision, not so long ago. So this is actually their first bowl game. I think there's going to be a lot of motivation with that. I know Louisiana is going to have the home field advantage with it being the New Orleans Bowl, but
Raging Cajuns. Raging Cajuns.
I'm going to go with Jacksonville State.
Raging Cajuns. All right, Miami, Ohio versus Appalachian State. Yeah, I'm gonna go, dude. Appalachian State won 6 of the last 7. They had a rough start. Now I will say this: they had a rough start, but they finished strong. And I'm gonna go with the hot team,
Go with the hot team.
Appalachian State.
Yeah. No, definitely a good pick. Definitely a good pick. This one's the Cure Bowl being taken place in Orlando, Florida.
I bet you. I feel like you're about to not so fast me like Lee Corso right now.
I am definitely going to not so fast you. I was going to say some fun facts before then, but just to ease the blow. But I can go not so fast, my friend.
Good deal.
Because he's starting to lose his everything. His speech, hearing, seeing.
Yeah.
All of them.
I will say, though, Appalachian State does have a good bowl record. Ever since going into the FBS division in 2014, they have been 6-1 in their bowls.
Yep.
And they've only missed one bowl season. So, but I will say this. The last time that Miami, Ohio's had 11-2 season was when Ben Roethlisberger was there.
Yep.
And they have a quarterback by the name of Brett Gabbert, and that is correct. It is the younger brother of
Blaine Gabbert.
Gabbert from Missouri. So I'm actually going to go with Miami, Ohio on this one.
Dude, I love it. You and I are complete opposites on all of them so far, but I think this next one that I have, I think we're going to agree on. New Mexico State versus Fresno State. I got to go New Mexico State. I mean, they beat Auburn, and Auburn almost beat Bama. Fresno State's on a 3-game losing streak. I'm going New Mexico State, brother. New Mexico State.
Yep. You're right. I'm going to have to agree on this one. I mean, it's basically a home game. It's the New Mexico Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. And they're New Mexico. They're the state of New Mexico.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, New Mexico Bowl, New Mexico State, I definitely have them as well. The head coach for Fresno State, Jeff Tedford, is actually away for health concerns right now, so they got a kind of an interim coach just because of that situation. So that kind of hurts a little bit. Also could be a motivator, kind of a lot of emotions going on there. Fun fact about Jeff Tedford that I figured out, when California actually went 11-game win season, was ranked number 5, when Aaron Rodgers was there. He was the head coach.
No way. That's a cool fun fact.
That's like deep.
Yeah.
And actually, I didn't know that from this game. I actually did that from doing research from the California Bowl game, the Independence Bowl.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. You shouldn't have said that. You should have just made that like you knew what you were fucking talking about. When it comes to college football, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But that is an impressive stat. That is crazy. Or impressive fun fact. I'm sorry. So who you got? You got New Mexico State?
So I got New Mexico State on this one. But fun fact about the New Mexico Bowl. So since this one's a little bit of an older bowl, 2006 inception, the MVPs, notable MVPs from this game have been James Jones in 2006 out of San Jose State, wide receiver. Remember, he played for the Packers.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of years with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Jordan Love, Utah State, in 2018, and Shaquille Barrett, Colorado State.
Shaquille Barrett. He's pretty good.
Defensive end from Tampa Bay. So,
Cool. UCLA versus Boise State. I'm going Chip Kelly. I'm gonna ride Chip Kelly. I don't really know anything about Boise State. I just like Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, Chip Kelly and UCLA, they're -1 on the spread right now, which is a little bit surprising. But at the same time, Boise State, it was funny. They actually fired their coach midway through the season when they were 5-5. Excuse me. The Dave Aviola, I can't pronounce his last name to save my life. But they fired him when they were 8-5. They end up going 5-5. They end up going 8-5. They make it to their conference championship after firing their coach mid-season. Like, it's a bizarre season for Boise State. But yeah, I actually have Boise State on this one.
Oh, nice.
Because they end up being Mountain West. They end up being the Mountain West Conference champions that year or this year. 44-20, they beat UNLV.
Let's see. Let's go California versus Texas Tech.
I have one more little fun fact.
What you got?
So the LA Bowl, it's technically the LA Bowl hosted by Gronk, and he's supposed to sing the national anthem for this.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for this bowl game.
I may have to tune into that.
Hey, look, if you're trying to get an appeal for these smaller bowl games, that's what you got to do.
Put Gronk on anything, and I'll probably watch it.
Absolutely. All right, you can move on.
I can't wait to see that. Let's see, California versus Texas Tech. My big thing, I just wasn't a fan of how California went through the Pac-12. They were 6-6. I know the Pac-12 was better this year, but I just didn't like how they played. I'm gonna go Texas Tech. Red Raiders, baby.
Yeah, I've got Texas Tech on this one as well. I mean, I know the Pac-12 is technically a better conference.
Well, they don't exist anymore.
I mean, they don't. It's the Pac-2. But, yeah. I got Texas Tech on this one. Notable MVPs again?
Patrick Mahomes.
No, not on this one.
Not for Texas Tech.
Well, no, I'm talking about for the Independence Bowl.
Oh, for the Independence Bowl.
These were independent MVPs for the Independence Bowl when they played in it.
Right. Okay, gotcha. Independence Bowl. I'm gonna go.
You got to think. Most of it is there's some SEC. There's some Big 12. There's some
Independence Bowl. Tell me, what do you got?
So Daniel Jones, 2018.
Oh.
Farrell Cooper, 2014. I don't know. He wasn't as big of an NFL player, but he was a big time wide receiver at South Carolina.
Okay.
John Parker Wilson.
Oh boy.
2007.
The Alabama boy.
Yep. Eli Manning, 2002.
Eli, no fucking way.
MVP of the Independence Bowl. And then Kevin Falk, 1995.
LSU, baby. Let's go, Tigers.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, so we both got Texas Tech.
Yep.
Okay. Western Kentucky versus Old Dominion. Honestly, dude, I looked at both schedules, and I just kind of liked Western Kentucky's schedule resume better. That was about it. I don't know what Old Dominion means, so
I don't know what Old Dominion means.
yeah. So I was just like, "Fuck you," and went with Western Kentucky.
Old Dominion is actually a 2.5-point favorite on this one.
I did see that, and I didn't care.
Which is weird. I thought it was a little weird. Western Kentucky, 7-5. Actually coached by Clay Helton's younger brother, Tyson Helton, at Western Kentucky. Have a pretty high-flying offense. Their quarterback, Austin Reed, threw for 3,340 yards and 31 touchdowns. I went with Western Kentucky on this one.
I did too. I don't know.
But this one actually, it's a fun fact. This one was supposed to be the Bahamas Bowl, but they're redoing the stadium right now. So they're doing like some upgrades to it. So actually, this is going to be played in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's the famous Toastery Bowl just for 1 year.
Toastery Bowl.
Toastery Bowl.
What the fuck is a toastery?
I think it's some sort of brand. I think it's more of a kind of a commercial brand. It's more corporate. I don't know.
My brain went to like the toaster strudels.
But I don't know. It's only supposed to be for like 1 year.
Pillsbury Doughboy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well.
All right.
Toaster Strudel Bowl. That's
Yeah.
what we're going to call it.
But yeah, we both got Western Kentucky. Nice.
I like it. UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio versus Marshall. Honestly, it was kind of a coin flip to me, so I just picked which mascot I liked better, which I liked both of these mascots. The Roadrunners, I had to go Roadrunners, brother. Going Roadrunners, let's go.
Oh, gosh.
What?
No,
I like the Thundering Herd.
the Thundering Herd, yeah.
It's cool. It's
like
cool.
we are Marshall.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm a big Roadrunner guy.
Yeah.
He always won. I mean, against the Coyote, what was it Coyote?
Yeah.
Yeah, he always won.
Yeah. No, I mean, UTSA has been really good this year. Jeff Traylor, I'm surprised that no one picks him up for head coaching job this year. He was kind of a name in the list of the Texas A&M, probably a little bit lower on the totem pole. But yeah, so far, you're right.
He's probably got to win at a bigger program to get Texas A&M's eye.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably true. And then but I think he's staying at UTSA, which is kind of a big win. I think that's going to be a big motivator. Also, Frank Harris is in his 15th year in the college football season at quarterback at UTSA.
Yeah.
Actually,
he's the only one that's been there longer than Bo Nix.
Yeah, he's in reality, he's been there his 7th season.
Season. So he actually, I was joking. I didn't know if that was true or not.
No, he actually has.
So he's longer than Bo Nix.
Yeah,
that is wild. So he's been there since 2012. Bo Nix has been in the league since 2014.
Yeah, the thing is, he did get. Yeah, he got granted. He got granted the
COVID year, right?
He got granted the COVID year, but he's been having a lot of injuries. So that's been the big thing for him. So
can you get redshirted twice? Probably not.
I think you can get injury redshirt multiple times.
Gotcha. Okay.
You can't do the freshman redshirt twice.
So this guy did the Van Wilder. He basically did college like everyone wanted, and he played football though that entire time. So that motherfucker partied.
Yeah.
And he was the fucking man on campus.
I'm gonna have to say that we're gonna probably see this more often, especially with NIL.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and the way the injuries go. Well, honestly, as many injuries as the NFL has had, college football really hasn't.
It does not have as much.
It doesn't have as many. I don't know. I mean these. I guess they're not. They don't have the same speed as the NFL. That's a whole discussion we can get into another time. But
yeah.
I like UTSA.
Same here.
All right, cool. Those are the bowl games that we're going to preview now. We're going to get to the NFL. Real quick before we get
you didn't want to do the Cricket Celebration Bowl?
What the fuck was the Cricket Celebration Bowl?
So the Cricket Celebration Bowl is actually dubbed the HBCU National Championship. So it's actually
I don't know what any of those letters mean.
Historical black colleges.
Oh, okay. Damn. Well then.
Yeah, no, it's apparently like their national championship. I don't know. I did a lot of like I said, did a lot of research on a lot of these bowl games, and so it was Jackson State. Deion Sanders' teams played the last 2 times in this bowl game. But yeah, it's supposed to be from the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference versus the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and it's got Florida A&M and Howard. And typically what happens, this is from the FCS division, so not the FBS division. This is the lower division of college football.
Is Grambling in it?
No, Grambling actually elects out of the playoff and this bowl game just so they can play Southern in the what is that bowl game called? Southern and Grambling. They call it a something classic.
I don't know.
But I'm
very uncultured, as you can tell.
They generate so much revenue from that game, they don't even give a shit about the playoffs or bowl games.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that shit.
The Southern Grambling game, actually, go look it up. They opt out of actually being qualified for the playoffs and the bowl games because that game generates so much money. Like it's ridiculous. But anyways, I digress.
That's incredible.
So Florida A&M is playing Howard University. I got Florida A&M. They're 11-1. They opted out of the playoffs to play in this.
Ooh. Howard seems like a nice guy. I think I'm gonna go with Howard. That's what I'm. Yeah. That's what I'm
Howard's 6-5 and Florida's A&M's 11-1.
But I'm sure Howard. They had a harder schedule, and they played better teams.
All right,
you know?
whatever you say there. Jeez, my face.
Anyways, let's see. Let's get to the NFL. Before we get to the Saints game, I don't want to talk about this game because it was the worst fucking game I've ever seen in my life. But one cool thing was the Vikings versus Raiders game. They had a keg stand celebration, the defense did. Did you see it?
I saw it.
It was unbelievable. They held the guy up, and then there was my favorite part was there was a drunk guy. He was a guy walking around acting drunk. It was just my favorite. It was my favorite fucking thing. It was more so because it was just kind of relatable.
I love how this weekend provided two celebrations where some guy was on his hands and knees on all fours, and some other guy was doing some sort of celebration. So they had that one, and then they also had the bench press one. I don't know if you saw the bench press one.
What game was that?
I was trying to remember if I jotted it down. I can't remember. Just send a comment on the on what it is if you're in the audience. But no, I forgot which one.
So
it
he
was.
bench pressed him.
So basically, what happened? One guy went on all fours, the other one laid on top of him like he was a bench, and then he started doing bench press.
I think I've seen that one before. I can't.
That was
that was a good one though.
That was a good one too. But
Nice.
but yeah, the keg stand definitely beat it.
Keg stand was amazing, and the roller coaster by Miami last week was awesome too. But yeah, let's get to the NFL. Saints versus Carolina. I honestly, dude, if that was any other team, the Saints would have lost easily. That's just how bad Carolina is. If the Saints played that way against any team, that it doesn't matter if it's the fucking Patriots or the Bears, they would have fucking lost. Even though the Saints have beat both of those teams this year.
Yeah. No, I agree. Honestly, I'm not going to get my hopes up.
No, you can't. Because like if it hadn't been for that punt block into a touchdown, this would have been a different game.
Yeah. But I always get my hopes up after a win. I mean, it's kind of just natural. That's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a win in football, and then your team has a win in their football game, is to have your hopes up. But I can't. And you know what proof of that is? Alvin Kamara doesn't even give a shit about the team anymore. The guy is actually just doing promotion for NASCAR now.
He is, and honestly, he plays well just so that probably he can get signed by another team. That's pretty much where it's at now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the NFC South is trash. We know that. Dennis Allen's not a head coach. He's not a good coach. He's not a good head coach. He's not he's a defensive coordinator. Derek Carr sucks. I want to draft Jayden Daniels so badly, but I think the Heisman kind of fucked it up. He played really well. It good for him. He played himself into pretty much a top 5 pick.
So what you're wanting is you want a bad pro day for Jayden Daniels.
No. I want Saints to lose the rest of their fucking game. No, I never want to root for my boys to fucking suck.
Well said.
Except for whenever they're the Saints.
Well said.
Yeah. So I'm definitely rooting for Jayden Daniels, but I want the Saints to lose every single game.
Yeah.
Bench card, just sit the fuck down. Bryce Young did look bad. If you're Carolina, you're just like, oh, what the fuck did we do? He's not very good.
Your number one target for your next head coach is an offensive-minded coach. Because you don't want to at least feel like you wasted 2 first-round picks because on the wrong quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, you could have gotten Caleb in this year's draft. Like, obviously, it's all contingent, but I mean, like, they would have had the number 1 pick this year if they hadn't traded. So,
yep.
I did figure one thing out this game. If you do a rugby style kick and they run into you, it's not roughing the punter.
Oh, that's not roughing the punter?
No. Did you see that?
I saw it.
Oh yeah, he did a rugby style kick, and I was like, oh, let's go, fucking perfect. Coming back, no flag, and I'm just like, I'm yelling at the TV like I normally do. I'm surprised I haven't broken more TVs, but I'm yelling at the TV, and finally the announcer comes on and they said, okay, yeah, because it's a rugby style kick, it's not roughing the punter. So if you're a guy on special teams and you're trying to go for a block and you see him do a rugby style kick, why the fuck wouldn't you just deck him?
All out sprint.
Yeah, just fucking deck him as hard as you can. Like,
Yeah.
What are they going to do? They're not going to do anything. And that punter, is going to get shooken up because that white boy is going to be scared as fuck next time.
Well, the thing is how much contact drills do kickers and punters go through?
None. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not used to it, so he's going to be scared shitless next time he goes to punt.
Yeah. No, I think so. And think about how many actual block punts they could have been if people actually, because some people actually let up because they don't want to get that call.
Right.
They don't want to get that roughing the passer call. So think about how many
roughing the kicker
or roughing the kicker, roughing the passer, same diff. But anyways, but
Pretty
no,
much.
they let up because they're thinking they're going to get that roughing the kicker call. So, which maybe if they would have just gone out in a full out sprint, they might have actually been able to block it.
Right. But again, that's only if you have a kicker that does a rugby punt. But there's some there's a couple of kickers out there that do it more often than others. So I'm just saying, if you're a guy trying to block a punt, you got to look for that because then that's gonna rattle his cage.
And if he's doing a rugby style punt to the right side, you blitz that side. You overload that side.
Yeah, well, yeah. If he's that's true. You overload that side regardless of whether he does it or not. If he's a right-footed punter, you overload the right side.
That doesn't make any sense.
What?
The rule where it's obsolete whenever it's a rugby style punt.
Oh yeah, I don't get it either.
And they're trying to promote safety, but they won't give us a fucking onside kick where the guys can run for it. You know what? It's stupid.
I didn't know that was going to trigger you, but I just thought that was interesting. And I just want people to just rush and try and delete the punter.
I want people to start a revolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Saints are tied for first in the division, which, again, isn't saying much at all. Not saying much at all.
I will say, as a Saints fan, there's no better feeling than while you're in the Superdome getting a blocked punt.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure it's electric. I've never been in the Dome when there was a blocked punt, but I'm sure that motherfucker is electric.
I'm pretty sure there was a blocked punt in the first game of the season against Tennessee, I wish I was in.
I was not there.
But it's electric. Nice. It is electric because everybody reverts straight back to during the Falcon, or when we played the Falcons, Steve Gleason.
Yep.
Like everything goes back to that.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing that brings in a lot of nostalgia: Jimmy Graham going up for jump passes and touchdowns.
I'm glad we finally learned that he still got it and we can still fucking use him.
Yeah.
He almost dunked. You saw that?
He does the pump fake now.
But
the pump dunk.
Like if you saw that ref was looking dead and looking at him dead in the eyes.
That was like a Key and Peele skit.
Yeah.
Whenever he's like watching his hips to make to see if he actually like thrusts three times.
Yep. That guy was just watching his bicep. Because he's not as tall as Jimmy Graham. He was watching his bicep, trying to make sure he didn't fucking dunk.
Yeah.
I just want, you know what? The last game of the season, throw it to Jimmy Graham, and Jimmy, just dunk it. Fuck
just
it.
Dunk it.
We'll start a GoFundMe for Jimmy Graham.
Yes.
That was awesome to see. Jimmy Graham is back. He's here, and we called it too. We saw it in the preseason. We saw it with that insane catch in the preseason, and then we saw it again when he scored his first touchdown. That was his second touchdown. We saw it then. He's still he's not the same Jimmy Graham, but he's still basically there. Like, use him. What are you doing?
Look, you just load managed him at this point. I'm going to use NBA terms on this, but you load manage him. Just put him in the key situations that you need. if you need like a big time fourth down play or a third down play where you just throw it up to him, kind of like what they did with that jump pass in this game. Or if you're in the end zone, I don't see why Jimmy Graham isn't in the play every time they're in the end zone.
At least
in the red zone.
In the red zone, yeah. At least in the red zone, for sure, 100%. I don't know, and even if you don't throw it to him, like you said, he's a decoy.
Yes.
He's a great decoy. It's like Tyreek Hill was for most of the time after he got injured.
Yep.
Just decoy. You got anything else in this game?
That's about it.
I don't really even count this as a W. This is more like a tie to me. But yeah, let's get to the Eagles versus Cowboys.
Are the Eagles in trouble? Their defense is bad. Their defense is really bad.
I mean, they also had 3 fumbles too, so the offense isn't performing well either.
Right. No, I understand. But the defense did not look good.
They did get a defensive touchdown though.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
The defense was not good. Did you watch the game?
I think you're on the anti-defensive argument. I'm on the anti-offensive argument. I think they just have a lot of troubles going on.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I don't. It's on their defense, bro. Their defense sucks. Well, I guess we'll just disagree on this one.
Yeah.
I think they do have problems. I mean, there's clearly problems there. They have some injuries, but everybody has injuries. I think they're in trouble. Yeah, regardless, they're in trouble.
The Cowboys are really fucking good.
I like Ferguson. The Dallas defense is awesome. Dak is playing well. CeeDee Lamb's a fucking boss.
I think they're obviously definitely a shoe-in the playoffs at this point. Honestly, I'm like, all right, hey, look, it's Dallas. They're doing good. They've got a good team. It's like, all right, well, let's see what they do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like at this point, it's just like we've seen this Dallas team before. We've heard them.
They're on the Dallas life cycle of they're at we dem boys now.
Yes.
And then next step is losing the first game of the playoffs.
So I'm gonna wait and see. But I will say they've got 15 straight home wins right now. They definitely need that home field advantage.
Yeah.
Big time.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
They're almost like the Saints were back when Sean Payton and Drew Brees were running the show.
Oh, we never lost in the Dome.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was an automatic win.
If we got the first round bye and we got the home field advantage, we were making the Super Bowl like in 2009.
Even during the regular season, like if we were in the Dome, it was an automatic W.
Yeah.
You bet Saints money line every time. You'd be a rich man.
Let's see. You got anything else on this? It was just I just had Eagles are in trouble.
Yeah, no, that's about it.
Eagles are in trouble. Bills Chiefs. Let's just go right in for it.
It was a ticky-tacky call for sure. The Kadarius Toney lining up, what do they call it? Lining up all sides. Ticky-tacky call.
I mean, it was. But the thing was, I would have been more critical of it if they had thrown the flag during the lateral play. Like, it was just kind of one of those things. They were like a late flag, but that flag was out early.
Early.
Yeah. That flag it was out before the catch.
As soon as it was snapped, almost.
Yes.
Yeah, and like they have made it a point to not call or to call that more often. And Kadarius Toney just flat out didn't ask the ref if he was good or not. So it was on him, but it's one of those read the room situations. They also had I can't remember. I think it was I can't remember what team it was or what game it was. There was another receiver lined up off sides that they didn't call earlier in that day. But anyways, it was like a read the room situation. It was the pivotal moment of the fucking game, a huge play, everything. Like I just think it was a ticky tacky call. I know that, and like I said, I know they're cracking down on it a little bit more this year, but you just took away like one of the greatest plays of all time. Like that was amazing.
It was a great play. It was a great play. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you can't still have 3 straight incompletions after that. If you're talking about like losing the game or whatnot, you can't have 3 incompletions like that.
Oh, I think that play definitely messes with your head.
I mean, it definitely does.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be the same fucking person. Mahomes was already. You saw how pissed Mahomes was. Which, by the way,
If you're a Chiefs fan,
you love to see that. That is awesome. That is 100% what you want to see from Mahomes, especially when it seemed like the Chiefs are kind of on cruise control right now. They seem like they're just kind of coasting through the games, and you want to see that fire. You want to see that spark from your star fucking quarterback.
Well, Mahomes knows there's just not many ways to motivate a team once you're on top.
Yeah.
Once you're on top, it's very hard to remotivate a team, and so he's utilizing this very, very well.
Yeah.
Even though Tony was clearly offsides, he's gonna milk this.
Yeah, and he should. I think he should. I think it's a good idea. The only person that I know that could do that well was Nick Saban. He's been on top for the fucking last gazillion years, and he still gets his team ready to fucking play.
Yeah,
it's unreal. It's why he's the greatest college coach of all. Yeah, he might be Bear Bryant, but it's a toss up between those two.
I will say Kirby's kind of learned in his footsteps because he loves finding the chip on the shoulder.
Yep. No, and give Kirby time. He could, but right now, dude, I think the ball coach is fucking. He's the best. Yeah, dude. He that was just really uncharacteristic, and I think it got a lot of people not liking Mahomes. Like I know the chatter around the places I go out have been like, a lot of people don't like what Mahomes did.
Well, yeah, the outlash like that, because the thing is that everybody's doing Captain Hindsight, and they were looking back at the play, and they're like, well, clearly he was offside.
Right.
You know, so why is he whining?
That's true. If Kadarius Toney wasn't offsides, or if something different had happened, people would be like, "Oh, I understand with Mahomes." So
and
it is a circumstantial situation.
And also, they revert back to all the times that Kansas City has gotten the calls and the other team hasn't.
Correct. Like last year in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why everybody's turning on Patrick Mahomes right now.
Again, I think it's a good thing. If you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, this spin zone I think this is great for the rest of your season.
You're finding chips on your shoulder. There's a bag of Lay's right there on your shoulder that you just need. I mean, look, it could be salt and vinegar, whatever you want. Exactly. Like, it's right there on your shoulder.
Just lit a fire underneath them with them fucking the air that's in there.
I think I got Andy Reid excited for that analogy.
Yeah. Oh, he's a big boy. It might have been he needs a cheeseburger with the potato chips, but
he's probably like, hey, can you do like the chicken nuggies on the shoulder next?
Yeah, or a steak, good old steak.
yeah.
Last thing I had on this one, obviously that was the main. It was a great game, but that was the main part of the game. But James Cook is really fucking good.
He's good.
James Cook is, and we've been saying this the whole fucking time. You and I have been preaching this all fucking year. James Cook is one of the best running backs in the game. They're just not utilizing him as well. Well, they're finally starting to utilize him as he should be.
Yeah, Joe Brady obviously has taken a different approach and started to actually utilize him as a wide receiver a little bit too, in the slot.
A little bit more, yeah.
So, and which he was wide open on that play. Got himself a nice, good front somersault. But
yeah, I didn't like that. That's a one-way ticket to getting injured for no fucking reason.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're gonna do it, do a backflip and land it. Like go like on the half-yard line and do a backflip into the end zone and land it. That you just landed on your tailbone. That just I don't know. It hurt me watching it.
Yeah, but. So. I don't know.
He's really fucking good.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Yeah, the Josh Allen streak continues. We've got 9 games straight with an interception.
Yep. We got to keep tabs on this one. He mashes the buttons. He's like in Madden when you panic. When you're playing Madden and you panic and you just mash buttons when you're in the pocket.
Yeah, and then he's got the perfect fallback. He's just like, well, Peyton Manning did it his freshman year. Or his first year.
His freshman year.
Rookie year.
Well,
freshman, same diff.
Josh Allen isn't a rookie, so he shouldn't be doing that. But, yeah, Bills beat the Chiefs, man. That is a huge win for the Bills. Huge win for the Bills, and like I said, a good spin zone for the Chiefs. That could be a W for you.
Yeah, it prevents the Bills' season from collapsing.
Yeah, it really does. The Bucks versus the Falcons. I don't want to spend very much time on this game. I just needed to, since we were in Louisiana. We're big Saints guys, which means we're kind of big NFC South guys. I wanted to talk about this is a three-way tie at the top for the NFC South, and surprisingly, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the tiebreaker right now. They control their own destiny.
I think every team controls their own destiny.
I agree.
in the NFC South.
I agree.
Because the Saints play the Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm pretty sure they play each other again later on in the season too.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like whoever wins out.
Right. That's pretty. It is actually. You're right. But I think. Yeah. I think you're right. It's just whoever wins out.
So.
Dude, I'm kind of like partially in. I kind of want to tank. Like I want one of these teams to win the division, and just tank and hope we get a top 5 pick. Because if we get a top 5 pick, I think we can snag JD.
you want Jayden Daniels?
Dude, I want
so bad.
I want Jayden Daniels so fucking bad. Yeah, I am kind of starting to tank a little bit. Yeah, I'm in tank mode almost. It's not good, but because
it's because we've gone through the same scenario last year. We thought the same thing, or we were thinking the same thing was like, oh well, hey, we look awful, but at the same time, we can still win our division and go to the playoffs. And then if we go to the playoffs, anything can happen. So
I'm torn because we could still go to the playoffs and anything can happen.
Exactly.
Or we could draft my boy Jayden Daniels if we fucking keep losing.
I think reality is setting in for us Saints fans where we just understand.
We're going through the transition right now.
Yeah.
it's a transition phase.
We've been broken up so many times that we're just like, we know this isn't going to happen. Like you've played this game on us way too many times. We're not going to, we're turning 30 and we're going into from relationships. Like we're 30 now and we go into relationships and we're like, dude, we saw this all in our 20s. Yeah, we know what move's coming next.
Right. So we're not going to fall for it again. We're going to we're just going to accept our fate. Yes. That's essentially what it is. And I think that we're going through that transition right now.
We're just single as fuck. We're about to get a single number draft. That's just how it's going to be.
Right. Drake London did try and make a comeback for the fucking for the Falcons, man. That was he can only do so much because he's a receiver, but yeah, 172 yards,
10 catches,
monster.
Yeah, he definitely had a Jamar Chase talk with Desmond Ridder and was like, I'm always fucking open.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Like, just throw it to me. I'm always fucking open.
Here's the thing. He's like, I'm better than everyone that's covering me, and I'm always open. Throw me the fucking ball.
Yeah.
I'm done, dude. If I was an Atlanta fan, I would hate watching Desmond Ridder almost as much as I hate watching Derek Carr. We're just not the NFC South is just trash. It's so
bad.
Oh, it's garbage. You got anything else in this game?
That's about it.
Thank God. All right, really quickly. Lions versus Bears.
The only thing I have on this are the Lions frauds? Like, what is happening there? Because they looked so incredible on offense at the beginning of the season. Now, granted, I do think the Bears defense is a little underrated. Maybe not underrated, but like they're the Bears, so it's like they're gonna be bad, and people think they're just awful on both sides of the ball. But they are actually really good on defense. They actually have a decent defense.
I feel like also December is the time of month when the Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, whenever it's like an outdoor stadium, Buffalo Bills,
and it gets cold,
and there's a dome team that comes in town,
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Those outdoor stadium guys have the advantage.
They have the advantage. When December rolls around, it's just like, yes. Mm-hmm. They are going to have the advantage because the other team's going to be miserable.
Yeah,
sure. But they're used to it.
Yep. Foxborough. Foxborough's another stadium.
Yep.
Those outdoor stadiums, I do like them, but I also like that my team plays in a dome.
Yeah, it caters to my OCD in some way.
I've been to Heinz Field. I've been to Heinz Field in it was in November, so it wasn't as cold. I've been to what's the Cleveland stadium called? I can't remember what the Cleveland Brown stadium's called. Why is it that these fucking cold ass fucking weather city teams have these like Soldier Field wide the fuck open in the windiest city in the fucking U.S.
Hey, they use it as an advantage.
I guess so. But yeah, I was in Cleveland in December at that stadium. Holy shit balls. That shit was fucking cold.
Yeah.
It was cold as balls. But it was cool. Great atmosphere, dude. Those Cleveland fans, man, they love that fucking football team still.
They just bundle up and they yell at the top of their lungs to get their blood boiling.
But yeah, Lions frauds, bro. I think that's it.
They could be frauds.
Let's see. Patriots versus Steelers. Real quick, breaking news today. Like, as of about an hour and a half ago, Bill Belichick and the Patriots decide to part ways.
After the end of the season.
Which that is a big time part of that statement. After the end of the season. I want to break that part down. Because
technically he has a chance.
If he wins out, he's not gonna.
If he turns some things around, there's a chance, especially with this news getting leaked out the way it did this early.
Apparently, it was done after, like it was said and done after the Colts game in Germany.
Yes, it was technically decided at that point. But if he comes and turns some things around, Bill Belichick technically has the pedigree to justify, hey, change of mind.
Yeah. I think if he wins out, he definitely keeps his job.
Yeah. Now that's easier said than done. We're not saying
he still has to play the Dolphins, the Bills again. He plays the Jets, but that's not going to be as impressive as of a win. But yeah, he if he wins out, I think he keeps his job. I don't know. It was kind of funny that I think he caught wind. I think he caught wind of the fact that he was getting let go. Nice way of saying fired. And he decided to just beat the brakes off of Mike Tomlin. That overhit in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. That was the lowest over-under, and the NFL, Vegas just got fucked.
And it was definitely over, like, really, really quick.
Right off the bat.
But, yeah, no, actually, they play the Chiefs, they play the Bills, they play the Broncos, and they play Jets.
Yeah. Okay, so if they beat the Bills, if they win out, he's definitely still in.
I mean, because the Broncos are pretty hot right now. Bills, obviously, still a good,
they're a great team. That would be a great win.
Jets are great defensive teams, which would mean they had to generate some sort of offense on that defense. And then the Chiefs, obviously, they're the Chiefs.
They're the Chiefs. If they win those 4 games, I would be willing to place a very large wager that Bill Belichick would still be the head coach of the Patriots.
And Robert Kraft changes his mind.
Yes, for 100%. Which would fuck up. That would be the most Bill Belichick thing to do. Is on his way out, completely fuck the Patriots over a top 5 pick in the draft. That would be the greatest thing. That would be
the greatest thing.
I mean, come on. That would be the most Bill Belichick thing to do. I think that's what he's working on right now. He's like, fuck you, dude, and fuck your draft pick. I'm going to coach this team, and I'm going to win the last 4 games.
That's actually could be a good point.
And here's the thing. Bailey Zappi looked pretty good.
I mean, he looked decent enough.
He actually looked really good. Like,
we saw some times last year where he wasn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, he does show signs of he shows sparks sometimes, but in this game he did play really well. Like, go look at the highlights. He Bill Belichick might be on a fuck you tour these last 4 games.
I'm here for it.
The best would be if, like, Bill Belichick went 4-0 in his last 4 games, and they were like, "Hey, we want you back," and he just said, "Fuck you."
I can see that too. I mean, Bill Belichick, there's a lot of ways he can go.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because their defense, the Patriots' defense is good. The Patriots' defense has actually been playing really fucking well. The offense can't generate shit, but like I think that like if Bill Belichick just turns something around, which I think he figured something out against the Steelers. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
One thing I have for the Steelers is Mitch Trubisky should never throw another pass again.
Yeah, you saw the signs from the Steeler fans.
Yeah.
As far as they're wanting Rudolph, and they have the Rudolph from like Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's about that season.
Yeah. It's Rudolph season. I need a proper fight between Rudolph and the Cleveland Browns. I've been having withdrawals.
Okay.
It's been about time. I think the Steelers play the Browns one more time before the end of the season.
Breaking news: my Pittsburgh Penguins
Beat the Arizona Coyotes. Let's go.
Nice.
We finally scored a power play goal.
No, they don't play him.
Oh, they don't play him again.
I've already played him twice.
Yep. Well, never mind. But yeah, no, Trubisky never throw a pass again. You got anything else in this game?
That's about it.
All right. I wasn't gonna do the 2 Monday night games, but they were too good to pass up.
Let's start with
With the Packers versus Giants.
Which actually, I kind of want to say, I love how we've had all these bad Monday Night Football games, and then we have 2 Monday Night Football games during the same time, and they're both like great games.
Awesome. They were both just phenomenal fucking games. It was one of those things where like we were watching it, you had to have the split screen.
Oh, you had to.
Yeah, I
was going to say fuck you to the script writers for the NFL because, like, you know, I would have to have a hard time trying to figure out who to watch or which game to watch. But thank you to YouTube TV for being my superhero and having the split screen.
Yep. I mean, dude, that should be. It should get to the point where you should be able to pick if you have like the subscription, if you have everything, you should be able to pick. This should be a TV thing. You should be able to pick one game from YouTube TV, one game from an ESPN Plus or something like that, and be able to merge them onto one screen.
Yeah,
like come on, technology. You're there. You're there.
That should be like a necessary governmental.
Yeah, mandatory.
Mandatory.
Yeah, it is government mandated.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It should be like a birthright.
Yeah, okay.
Birthright. We should be able to have split screens for multiple services
because we were born in America.
Exactly.
All right, gotcha. Europeans, sorry, you can do that with soccer or something like that. Packers Giants, Tommy fucking DeVito. I gotta start with this. Tommy DeVito's agent looks like he has contracted someone to kill someone else.
He's probably contracted to kill other family members of the other team, so that's why they keep winning.
Yes, I think, or they've threatened.
They threatened.
They've did the Sopranos way of, you know how they the Sopranos, they'd be like, oh hey, your daughter, she lives at something Main Street down there in Hoboken, huh? And that's basically their nice way of threatening, saying, hey, we know where your fucking family lives, and if you don't do what we say, we're going to go fucking kill them.
Sean Stellato comes up to the neighborhood and is like, yeah, if we do not get this victory here, I've got some people. I know some bad people around here that can make your life miserable.
He's got a guy for everything.
Oh yeah.
He just oh, you need this? One phone call real quick. Okay. All right. Got it. And then Tommy DeVito's dad and him just smooching after. It's the most Italian fucking thing I've ever seen. It's awesome. It's awesome. His agent is everything you thought he would be and more. Like it's if you would picture Tommy DeVito's agent and make him in a lab, boom.
And I honestly kind of would. I kind of see, like, I don't know if this is his backstory or not. This is just, like, hypothetically speaking, like, how I see this guy is, like, he was a struggling agent for quite some time because he just had a dream to be an NFL agent, and he stumbled upon Tommy DeVito, and he's like, "Hey, you're my guy. You're my guy. I'm going to take you to the top." And, like, Tommy DeVito's his only client. And then just now he's just busted onto the scene. And
Blew
he's
up.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, and
Take him to the top.
Yeah, once he did, "Hey, I'm your guy," and Tommy DeVito's like, "Oh, my name is DeVito. You know, I like this guy." Yeah, that's they got good pizza.
It makes me feel at home.
Yeah, that was the best part of that game. Well, that was actually, yeah, that might have been my favorite part of the game. I didn't really give a shit about this game. It was a great game.
It was a great game.
Great game. Good win for the Giants.
Can we establish that Tommy DeVito is the Italian Daniel Jones?
He is the Italian Daniel Jones, 100%.
Because he could run it.
The Giants just have had a slew of quarterbacks that are just Eli Manning lookalikes.
Exactly.
It's just, Danny Dimes is the Duke version of Eli Manning.
Well, and I was going to say that we were talking about that he was basically a replica of Eli Manning, but with legs.
With legs. And Tommy DeVito is the Italian Eli Manning.
Yeah, because he does have legs too.
Yeah, he does. It's just, honestly, I think the Giants have progressed in the correct direction.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe not like as far as winning games, but as far as like just your identity as a state and as a football program.
And if you want to continue the same offense, I mean, good franchises know that you always have backups that are the equivalent of your starter. I mean, Ravens, for instance, everybody's Lamar Jackson.
They have just a bunch of Lamar Jackson lookalikes.
Yeah, they actually just signed Malik Cunningham, which was the backup quarterback for Patriots for a little bit.
Yep.
Another Lamar Jackson.
They just keep churning out Lamar Jackson.
And I'm pretty sure he was from Louisville, too. Like, they're even getting closer to Lamar Jackson.
Malik Cunningham, did he go to Louisville?
I'm pretty sure he went to Louisville.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome.
Let me fact check this.
Fact check that real quick, because if he went to Louisville, that would be the best.
But they just signed him on the practice squad. Yeah, Louisville Cardinals football.
No fucking way. They're just gradually getting closer and closer until they just, their next step is just cloning Lamar Jackson.
That's what they're trying to do.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. They really do. All they do is just buy Lamar Jacksons.
Because if they're going to run the offense, and they just have to, if he gets hurt, which so many quarterbacks have gotten hurt this year, they just sub him out with another one.
Or they just have another Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's all I had on the Packers versus Giants. What you got?
That's about it.
All right. Titans versus Dolphins. Holy fucking Will Levis, dude. I think Will Levis might have saved, and this is a stretch, but I think he might have saved Mike Vrabel's job. I think he was kind of slipping. He needed to make a change, and this is it.
Well, this was the first time in 757 games that we had a team come back from 14 down with less than 3 minutes or 4 minutes?
Less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, in a game.
751.
That's because they changed the onside kick.
Oh, yeah. I know, but here's the thing. The Will Levis still had to lead the comeback drive. He still had to score a touchdown at the end of the game.
Well, yeah, no, I don't want to take away props from that.
Okay, we'll talk about the onside kick in a second. I got to give props to Will Levis because you and I did call. We again, this is all taped. We did say Will Levis would be one of the better rookies. We did. He had a good combine. He was a smart kid. I don't know. We just called it. We called it. It was nice to see that come to fruition. The Titans, they're like, I don't know, man. They're a frisky team. And are the Dolphins good?
Well, they got exposed.
I don't think. Yeah, they did.
They got exposed. Basically, if Tyreek Hill is that offense.
Right. You take Tyreek Hill out of the offense, and then that's it.
That's it.
So, it's that's tough because Mike McDaniels, like everybody loves Mike McDaniels and like his like weird little ways and everything.
His
his swag and stuff like that.
Comedy.
They only like that because he's winning football games. That is the most hated thing when you're losing football games.
Oh, yeah.
100%. They will come down on Mike McDaniels so hard. Which sucks because I really like the guy. I think he's fucking hilarious. If you listen to him mic'd up, he's one of my favorite fucking coaches.
Yeah.
But, bro, you start losing, man. Those little sweatpants hiked up to your knees, showing your little calves, that ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, it's not gonna fly anymore.
No, they're not gonna like that. But yeah, dude, that comeback was sick. That was awesome. He basically commanded and willed the Titans to win.
Will Levis is a roid QB. He's a steroid QB. Like the amount of energy that he gets from excitement, from scoring and such. He's a steroid QB. I'm not saying that he takes steroids, but he probably will get tested after this game. But he's like Tim Tebow at quarterback. Like the excitement and the energy that he just generates from like big plays like this.
Okay, dude, I was starting.
He could power a whole city.
Okay, I thought you were talking about. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Will Levis actually taking steroids. He's not big enough for that, but I see what you're saying now.
The amount of energy, and like kind of like the excitement that
testosterone booster.
Exactly.
High T.
So
high T guy. Yeah, that Ty Hill injury sucks. He's electric to watch. He's obviously
he did come back in the game
again, but like I said earlier, I think that was just a distraction.
Well, it was a distraction until he started making clutch plays.
Yep, and then he started. Well, yeah, that's true. He did start making clutch plays
towards the end.
Yeah, how about Mike Vrabel going for 2 on that the first touchdown that first touchdown with 3 minutes left.
No, because we had talked about this.
Yeah,
because you thought it was odd, but I was like, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. It's the Brandon Staley thinking outside the box. It's kind of why Brandon Staley isn't good anymore, because he's not thinking outside the box. The whole NFL has changed to thinking outside the box, and he went back to going back into the box.
Into the box. Yeah, no, you got to be like Pandora. You come out of the box, that's it. You don't go back into the box.
You don't go into the box.
No,
yeah.
fuck
I mean,
that.
when you go out of the closet, you don't go back into the closet.
Yeah, nobody who has came out and said they're gay went back in and said they were straight.
Yeah.
Name me one person that has said that.
Well, you can't do that. But.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. People do whatever they want these days. Like, but
yeah, sure.
They don't do it. Nobody has ever gone back in. Yeah, you just can't.
Yeah. So I will say this did have a college football feel to it.
A little bit,
with
dude.
With Chris Fowler calling the play-by-play. This definitely felt like it was college football.
I think NFL needs to take a book or a page out of college football's handbook. These games. The pro football games, here's the why I love college football so much, is because you never know what the fuck is going to happen. There's always that wow factor that why did they do something or what is going to happen next. You just never fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like that's why everybody thinks the NFL is scripted. It's just almost too predictable. It's just like you know you kind of know what's going to happen before it happens, unless it's something like if you do something like this, people are going to watch this. This is fun. This is fucking exciting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and to elaborate on that point, both Monday Night Football games had muff punts, which is like something that you see more in college than you do in the pros.
Yep. Everything's so perfect in the pros. That's kind of why I don't like it as much as college football. I like college football because of the imperfections.
Yeah.
All them perfect imperfections, baby. Good old John Legend. You got anything else in this one?
That's about it.
All right. Good job, Titans, brother. Good job, Titans. All right, let's get to the NBA for a quick second here. Lakers won the in-season tournament. I guess it was fine. It was good because it worked. The ratings were up. I think the ratings for the in-season tourney championship game were the highest in regular season game ratings since the last year's Christmas games, I think it was. I believe that's what it was.
Yeah.
So, which is good because that means, people were watching games in November and early December that normally wouldn't have really mattered.
Yeah, exactly.
So, congratulations to Adam Silver. Good job. the reason I think that it got so much publicity is because the fans knew that the players were going to play hard because the point differential mattered. Or the points for mattered, okay? So they were going to keep their foot on the gas the entire fucking game. My thing is I think that's pathetic because they should have their foot on the gas the entire time, okay? These guys that are load managing is bullshit, okay? John Stockton played 82 fucking games for at least 50. It was like 15 or something seasons. Jordan did it for like 8 seasons. It's ridiculous that we have to fucking coax these players into playing hard in November. You're getting paid millions of fucking dollars to do your fucking job. I get paid a lousy $60,000 and I work my ass off, okay? You're getting paid millions of fucking dollars. Do your fucking job. That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't need an in-season tournament to do your fucking job correctly. So all this proves is that you can play well in November and early December. You just choose not to. And that's what fucking pisses me off. That's what pisses me off about this in-season tournament. Yes, I think it was a success, but fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Play your goddamn heart out. That's what us fans come to see. That's what we want to see. That's good product. Fuck, man.
I got hot.
Yeah, that was very hot, and that was Josh's TED Talk. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was fun to watch the in-season tournament. I wish New Orleans would have won. I think I kind of like watching New Orleans though. The Pels are fun when they're all healthy. It's a good time. Zion is kind of fat, but I still like watching them.
Yeah, but you make an excellent point in the fact that whenever it came down to it mattered, you didn't see some of those like just last minute injury report, he's out.
No,
that type
you
of
didn't.
thing.
You didn't.
It was like they were balls to the wall. They were, fucking 39-year-old LeBron James is out there.
Dude, playing out of his mind.
Which, honestly, I mean, it's pretty standard LeBron James. Like, if he's going to he wants to solidify himself into, the Hall of Fame as the top player in the league. Which, rightfully so. Obviously, that's what goals that you want to have. Like, regardless of what argument you're on, the Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
Whatever, yeah.
But he does have that mindset. He is the best player, and he wants to solidify himself into that legacy as the best player.
So he's going to be the best at everything that they give him.
So if there's a new achievement that comes out, he wants to do it first.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, it was no surprise to me that he came out on top on this tournament just because of that type of mindset and that type of mentality.
He does kind of have that mentality. He is kind of a bitch when it comes to calls, but I do like what you're saying in that, like, he wants to win.
Yeah.
He wants to win, and he's doing everything in his power to take care of himself in order for him to play his best in order to win.
It might be kind of a selfish type of mentality where it's like, hey, I want to be the best there is ever, but at the same time, he shows it on the court.
He does.
Like, I mean, what else can you ask for from a guy?
A 39-year-old that is just playing elite basketball. He's still one of the best players in the league.
Yeah. I mean, and he was defending Zion and bodying him.
Yeah.
Like, bodying him up. And, like, Zion just, like, I just want to say, like, he just folded. He kind of folded a little bit under that pressure, but
he ate too much gumbo.
Yeah. But I will say, I have to applaud Adam Silver. Thank you for listening to the best podcast ever and started bringing up the idea of the automatic bid into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. If you win the in-season tournament, you get a spot in the playoffs.
A lot of people are really kind of calling it ludicrous and just like outrageous.
Well, here's the thing. I think so the Lakers won the in-season tournament, right?
Yeah.
They're going to go to the playoffs regardless. All that is it is kind of bullshit because all that is just it's basically getting more and more people to watch it because I guess the quote-unquote implications or like the reward is so much better. You're like, oh, you're going to get a playoff spot. No, the Lakers are going to be in the playoffs. Like they're playing good enough ball. They have a decent enough record. They're gonna get into the playoffs. And I think the in-season tournament champion moving forward, they're gonna be a good team. It's not like you're gonna get through that entire tournament and not be a good team.
Yeah, it's not like the last place team. It's not like the Detroit Pistons are just going to come out on top on that tournament
out of
each year.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then just continue losing afterwards. Like, it's just like, no, that's not reality. I mean, it may be an off chance, but it's not reality.
Right.
We'll maybe see that one in 150 years. I'm willing to bake on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Which that would be amazing. That would be incredible.
really cool.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Yeah, but I saw some other takes that maybe like if they wanted to go that route, maybe push the in-season tournament a little back into the towards the end of the season. Might be a good take, but I don't know. I like putting that type of implications on it. That way we get that playoff style basketball.
Yep.
In November, December.
Right. No, I would like that intensity all season. Like I said, I went on a little bit of a rant, but that's the NBA. That's the type of basketball I want to see. Like, I really do love basketball. It might not be my favorite sport, but I really love watching basketball, and I love watching good, intense basketball. So, and that's what I want. And I get upset when I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I get upset when Kawhi Leonard just fucking doesn't play because he doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
So
because he got too drunk the night before.
That's probably. Oh, he's a robot. He probably drinks oil.
He got too drunk off of oil last night.
Yeah. You got anything else in the NBA?
Mm-mm.
Okay, last thing real quick. We got to talk about the Shohei Ohtani deal. $700 million over 10 years, $70 million. He's making $2.22 a second. So, like, every single second that goes by, he's making $2.22. Just, he's making, what, $40,000 or 400, what was it? I saw the stats. It's a ridiculous amount of money every single game. $402 or $402,000 a game. I think it's something like that.
That's a lot of money.
And here's the thing. I know a lot of people were like, that's ridiculous, that's ludicrous, that's crazy, why is the MLB? I think this is good for the MLB. If you're a young person and you see that type of contract for a good baseball player and you look at what the fucking NFL players are getting paid, you're going to go play baseball.
You're going to play baseball.
I think this is a great move for the MLB. I think that the Dodgers are doing the best at promoting the MLB. I know Bryce Harper's doing a great job. Let's make baseball fun again, blah, blah, blah. And that's good. I think I like watching baseball as well. I'm a huge seam head. But that I don't know why people are pushing back on this. Like, yeah, sure, the baseball with no salary cap kind of sucks, and it makes baseball into something different. But if you're gonna get all these great fucking players, or I'm sorry, if you're gonna get all these young kids to try and become these great baseball players versus become these great anything else players, you're gonna make the sport better.
Yeah.
I really do think that. Like, I think this is good for the league.
And technically, you can really kind of justify it. He is doing two jobs at once.
Well, I don't think he's going to be pitching.
Oh, he's not going to be pitching much anymore?
I think he's going to just be hitting. But still, I think he has the ability to pitch. And not only pitch very well.
Oh, yeah.
Very well.
He was top of the league in both categories.
Before he got hurt. I
Yes.
know, yeah. It's unreal. He's an incredible talent. He's like the Asian LeBron James of baseball.
Asian LeBron James.
Yeah,
love it.
We'll go with that one. But yeah, dude, we had to bring that up. $70 million a year. That's insane. Fucking wild. But you got anything else, man?
That's about it.
Alrighty, we will see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Later.